Hello everyone. So in this class we are going to discuss about one more grammar topic. Before that, we'll have a small revision regarding our previous class. As all of you know, in last class we had discussed about verb, right? So for that, I sent two videos regarding part 1 and part 2. So in part 1, what we studied about what is verb, what are the rules we have for its usage. For example, verb, it is a word, it is nothing but which represents action and state of being. Even I explained you what is action, right or no? Even all of you know everything about action, and even I explained about state of being, right or no? So just try to remember all those things, because when you're going to study this grammar topic, no, it is going to help. So on that case, I'm going to tell you, just try to remember each and everything regarding verbs. And in part 2, what we studied in what way they are going to ask questions on verbs, because it is coming for the 4 marks, and so you need to know each and everything about verbs. So how they are going to frame questions, and if the question, if it is coming on verbs, and how we are going to answer, that's also important, right? So because, so what we studied, how they are going to ask the question on verbs. They will give a paragraph. In that paragraph, dash is there, after dash in bracket few words are given. So what is your verb? So what is the basic rule I told you while you're going to answer for the verbs? The first basic rule is what? You need to identify the tense, right or no? After the second thing, after identifying the paragraph of tense, so what you have to do? On the basis of tense only you have to use verbs, right or no? So just try to remember each and everything. So if the paragraph is in present tense, you have to use present tense verbs. If the paragraph is in past tense, you have to use past tense verbs. So it goes on. So just remember these things, it will help you while you're going to answer verbs. So in this class, so while before that, let me tell you one thing. In last class, while I'm dealing with the verbs usage, no, as per the annual question pattern, paper pattern, what I told you, I'm not going to spend much time on subject verb agreement, right? Why? Because already we took 2 or 3 classes for verbs only, and subject verb agreement, it is a part of it. It doesn't have any separate category, or it doesn't have any separate rules. For we have a different rules, but it is too similar to the verbs, so don't worry. It is one of the easiest grammar topic you have. So before that, as usually, how we are going to study, so how we are going to deal the grammar topic. Before we are going to deal the grammar topic, we need to understand that particular given grammar topic is coming for how many marks. So like that, the same thing we are doing here. As you see on the screen, what grammar topic we are going to study now? Subject verb agreement. So it is going to let me tell you, before that, it is coming for 3 marks. In the annual exam, it is coming for 3 marks. How they are going to ask the question? Again, it is going to play very important role. So like the same way how questions came on verbs, no, the similar pattern comes here. Again, you will get a paragraph regarding subject verb agreement. In bracket few words are given as per the sentence, tense, sentence meaning. So you need to understand each and everything and need to use the verb. That's it. It's simple. So later on you will understand what are the rules and regulations we have for the usage of subject verb agreement. So don't worry about it, it is going to be easiest. And even few minutes back only I told you, I'm not going to spend much time on this. It is a very easiest topic, and you are going to get 3 marks out about here. So there is no question comes. So here, see, as you see, subject verb agreement. So this grammar topic is all about subject and verb, both should be agreed. Simple. So what is subject verb agreement? So if the sentence is given, the sentence subject and verb, that both should be agreed. So in given sentence, subject is also given, verb is also given. If the agreement is there, you will get a right meaning of the sentence. If there is no agreement, the sentence is wrong. Simple. So I'll go for the next slide. You will. So here, as you see on the screen, we will get the 2 basic rules regarding the usage of subject verb agreement. So as you see, the first is what? A singular subject needs a singular verb. Very simple. If in a sentence given, a given sentence, a single subject is used and a singular subject is used, obviously it consists singular verb. So there should not be a plural verb. If there is a plural verb, the given sentence is going to be wrong. Simple. Hope you are getting. It is going to be too simple. So here a singular subject, in given sentence, if there is a singular subject is there, that should consist what? A singular verb. Hope you are getting. Right or no? So this is the first basic rule. And the second rule says what? The same, totally opposite, exactly opposite for the first one. See, in a given sentence, the plural subject is used. It consists plural verb. Singular subject, singular verb. Plural subject, plural verb. Hope you are getting. Singular, just a minute, I will make it easy. Singular subject, singular verb. This is the first rule. Hope you are getting. Singular subject requires singular verb. In that time only the sentence is going to get a right meaning. And the second rule says if there is a plural subject is used, plural subject, plural verb. Plural verb. So quite simple, right or no? So just try to understand this thing. It is going to help you a lot while you are going to understand incoming things. So I'll go for the next slide. So we'll get the picture, real picture of it. See, so first of all, you need to understand what is singular and plural. Even small children, they can understand what is singular and plural. So as you see, a single person, right or no? In numbers, if you are taking, that's also okay. And plural, more than 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes on more than 2 or 2 also. It comes in plural. So singular, plural. So hope this thing is clear. For example, is given. See here, the person waits. The person waits. The people wait. So see here the difference. The person, it symbolizes singular. Hope you are getting. And waits. See here, waits, it is what? It is a verb. So what type of verb it is? It is a singular or plural? It is a singular verb. But in second example, the people. So it is a plural subject, right or no? And wait, it is what? It is a plural verb. Hope this thing is clear. Right? Again, I will explain to you. People, just try to understand what is singular. A single person. Plural means more than 2 people or 2 people. No issue. Now, for the example, if you are going, the person, it is what? It represents singular subject, and waits, it represents singular verb. So same way here, the people, it is what? The plural subject, and wait, it is what? Plural verb. Quite simple. So just try to understand. If you are not getting, please pause the video and try to get the screenshot. If you are not getting, please let me know in comment section. You can type and ask the question, or you can text me personally, or you can call me, so we can clear your doubts. So I'll go for the next slide. See here, one more example is given. Hope this example will clear your all doubts. What are the doubts you have? It will clear each and everything. Examples, right? So see here, a good student knows the value of communication, right? So who is the subject here? First of all, you need to understand what is subject in a sentence. First of all, you need to understand what is subject, right or no? Subject means what? In a given sentence, who is doing action, he is called as a he or she or it. Those things are called as a what? Subject, right or no? And verb means what? What subject is doing, simple as it is, right or no? Just try to understand. Subject means what? In a given sentence, who is doing action? Kartra, kartru in Kannada we can call, right or no? In Marathi I don't know exactly term. And verb means what? The same subject, what he is doing. So that kind of activity comes here, verbs. So example, a good student. So here, student is what? Subject. So what it is? It is a singular or plural? Student, it is a subject, it is a singular. Nouns, it is a verbs. See, the first example, hope you remember, the person waits. At the end S comes, no? Later on in next slide you will understand how if the S is coming and how you need to consider the singular or plural. Everything will be cleared in next slide, so don't worry. So this is a singular subject. So knows, it is what? Singular verb. So as per the rule says what? While you are going to use subject verb agreement, in sentence, if there is a singular subject is there, you have to use singular verb. In given sentence, a plural subject is there, you have to use plural verb. So as simple as that. So the value of communication. So here is the example. Hope now this thing is clear for you people, right? I'll go for the next slide. See here, Just few minutes back only I told you, no. See here, student, knows. The difference, just try to understand subject verb, right or no? See here, no s ending on a noun often indicates that is a singular. See here, if there is a students, it indicates what? It indicates plural, right or no? But here there is no s. So in such cases, the given noun or pronoun, it indicates what? It indicates singular subject, right or no? In second thing, nouns, an s ending on a verb usually indicates that is a singular. See, try to understand. If there is s is given here, it is going to be a plural, but here s is there. In such cases, it is going to be what? Verb. After verb, there is s is given, it considered as a what? You have to consider verb as a singular. Just try to understand. Again, if there is a s is there, it is going to be a plural. So we don't have s in a subject, so it is going to be a singular. In second example, knows. So at the end of verb, there is s is given. So in such cases, that given word belongs to singular verb. So if there is no s, for example, here see, knows, it is a singular as per the rules. So instead of that, if this thing is given, no is given, so what it means? No means it is a plural. Exactly vice versa. Hope you know the meaning of vice versa. See here, if the s comes here, it is going to be plural. Here we have yes. In verb section, I am telling you, it is in subject section, it is in verb section. In subject section, s comes, it is going to be a plural. But in verb section, it s comes, it is going to be a singular. Getting vice versa. If you are not getting, see, there are different kind of terms I am using, so it is not going to affect to your understanding. Hope ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕೌನ್ घेण्यासारखं काहीही नाही. ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಫ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಎಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಡೆಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅ ಪ್ಲೂರಲ್. ಅಗೇನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು repeat same thing to people because it should be clear, because it is coming for 3 marks and I don't want to lose a single mark from this grammar topic. And in second, knows is what? It is a verb, and at the end of the verb s comes, it represents what? It represents singular. And if it is no s over there, it is going to be a plural. Hope this thing is clear. For example, which I'll go for that example, you will understand. See here we have yes, no, waits. This is a verb, and at the end at the end of the verb, yes, we have, and it represents what? Singular. See here, wait, there is no yes. So in such cases, it represents what? Plural. Already we studied this. Okay, I'll go for the next. So hope this thing is clear. So if you're not getting anything, please pause the video and take the screenshot and try to understand. If you're not getting, again I told you what to do. So I'll go for the next slide. We have so many slides, so I need to finish. So see here, one sentence is given. You need to understand, is this given sentence is right or wrong. Please try to understand. See here, good students knows the value of communication. See, good students knows the value of communication skills, right? So what is the subject we have? Who is the subject here? Students. So students. So in subject s comes, it represents what? Singular or plural? Obviously it represents plural, right or no? So in verb, s comes, it represents what? It represents singular. Exactly, right or no? Singular. So our rule says what? When you're going to use subject verb agreement, after singular subject consists singular verb, plural subject consists plural verb. So here we have exactly opposite. No, plural subject is there and singular verb is there. So this sentence is what? This sentence is wrong. Wrong is given here. Hope you are getting, because here we have plural and here verb is singular. So there is no agreement. Now hope you are getting. Is there any agreement between the subject and verb? No, there is no agreement. Exactly, right or no? So I'll go for the next slide. Now what is the right answer for this? A good student. So right answer is what? A good student Write yourself, a good student knows the value of communication skills, right or no? Because a student, it is a singular, knows is also singular. Now in such cases we have a right agreement between subject and verb. Hope now this thing is cleared for you people. Before that, let me tell you, I think in tenses also you studied this, right or no? So what it is, you need to understand now what are the singulars and plural verbs. Just I will make a list of it. Write down. These are the singular verbs. These are the plural verbs. See here, in parts of speech, in tenses, am, is, has, was. So these are the singular helping verbs. Am, is, has, was. And what are the plurals? Are, were, and the last one is have. I'm going to repeat for you people. Singular verbs, what are the singular verbs? Am, is, has, was. And plural verbs are, were, have. Just make a list of it, write down. So pause the video and try to get each and everything. So I'll go for the next slide. Already this thing is explained. Now this is small details about subject verb agreement. Now hope everything is cleared for you people. Just I will make a list of the rules. First rules, while you are going to answer for the subject verb agreement, you need to remember a singular subject require singular verb. Plural subject require plural verb. Right or no? If there is a singular subject is there and plural verb comes, there is no agreement. If there is a plural subject is there, singular verb comes, there is no agreement between subject and verb. Now one thing is what? In subject, after subject s is added, it represents what? For example, student, it represents plural thing, right or no? Again, small revision. But in the case of, in terms of what? Verbs, at the end of verb, for example, wait, s is added. It represents what? At the end of verb, s is added, represents singular. And if there is no s, it represents plural. Wait, waits. Wait, plural, waits is a singular. Hope this thing is clear. Now, while you are going to use this subject verb agreement, now we have some special rules. Hope this thing is going to help you. This is the extra knowledge we are going to study now. So I will explain one by one. So don't worry, you will understand each and everything. Special rules for the usage of subject verb agreement. Here it is. Now rule says what? When the subject is made of two or more nouns connected by and. See here, connected by and. Just a minute. When the subject is made of two or more nouns, that noun or pronouns, just add or extra thing over here, pronouns, make it fast, write down your notebook. When the subject is made of two or more nouns or pronouns dash, you can put it, pronouns connected by and. Those nouns or pronouns which are more than two, connected by what? Connected by and. So in such cases, which verb you are going to use? You have to use plural verb. See how? I will tell you. Here's see, her. These are singular, but it is added by the conjunction and it implies two, and it is a plural. In such cases, which verb you are going to use? You have to use plural verb. Or it is a plural. Already I told this list, right or no? So just go for that. I will understand. I'll go for the second rules. Special rule it is. Now, sometime what happens? Just a minute. I will tell you. See here, as you see on the screen, when the subject is made of two or more singular nouns, two or more singular nouns connected by or. See here, use singular verb. See, implies one or other. See here, for example is given, the book or the pen is. It is not going to be or other. Why? Because if there is and is used, in that time you have to use or, because and it implies what? Two things. But here or is used. either you have to go for book or you have to go for pen. So the book is also singular, the pen is also singular, right or no? So in such cases, which verb you are going to use? You have to use singular verb. The first special rule says what? If the here first rule says if the subject is made of up to nouns or pronouns and that by connected by what? And, because and implies to, she and her, it is going to be a plural. So in such cases you have to use plural. Hope this thing is clear. Now I'll go for the next one. So next, already even we studied that. See, subject is made of two more singular nouns connected by or. So the book is also singular, the pen is also singular, right? So or is given. Either you have to go for the book or the pen. So it is a singular subject only. So in such cases you have to go for the singular verb. Right or no? The book or the pen is not, don't go for the are. It is going to be wrong, because if there is a plural, in that time only you have to go for the plural verb, because our rule says if there is a singular subject, singular verb. If there is a plural subject, plural verb. So hope this thing is clear. Very simple, no? So I'll go for the third rule. These are the special rules. So already we finished subject verb agreement, but to make you understand more about subject verb agreement, you need to get each and everything. So for such cases I'm going. Now the third rule comes when the subject is made of singular and plural. Now the combination is going on. In second rule we studied a singular subject or singular subject, you have to go for the singular verb. But here a singular subject is given and plural, the sentence that consists singular subject as well as plural subject, and that connected by or. So in such cases, which verb you are going to use? You have to go for the, here what it is given. I'm going to read it for you. When the subject is made of a singular and a plural nouns connected by or, the verb should be agree with the part, the subject that is closer to it. So which verb we are going to use if the sentence consists of singular subject and plural subject? So which verb we are going to use? See here, which is closer to subject. See, the verb agree with the part of the subject that is closer to it, right or no? See here, the president or his assistants. So the president is singular person, right or no? His assistants, we have a plural thing here, right? Singular, plural. Now which verb we are going to use? What they said, we have a special rules. So in such cases what you have to do? You have to use a verb which is here, what they told, agree with the part of the subject that is closer to it. Now this is the plural. So rule says what? If there is a plural verb, we have to go for the plural subject. So run, it is a plural verb. If there is a runs comes, so what it is? Runs, it represents singular, no? Hope you know. Waits, we studied all those things. So this is a special one more rule. Just try to understand. If the given sentence consists singular subject and plural subject, in that time which type of verb you are going to use? You have to use verb based on which is closer to it. For example, run. So before that, which subject we have? His assistant, and his assistant is what? It is a plural. So as per the rules, if there is a plural subject, you have to go for the plural verb. So simple. Hope this thing is clear. The next rule is what? Totally against for this. Totally opposite of it. So what it is? See? Exactly opposite. Just have to change the sentence here and there. First we have a singular subject. After that, after or we had a what? Plural subject. Now we are going to change. Now we are going to use plural subject as a first and singular subject as a second. See here, the same thing I did here. His assistant, it is a plural subject, right or no? Or is used. And the president is what? It is a singular, and rule says what? You have to use verb, see here, on the basis of which is closer to it. See here, which is the subject that is closer to it. Now the president is what? A singular. So which verb you are going to use? If the singular subject is there, you have to use singular verb. So runs, see, quite simple. Before the president is a singular, here you used a plural subject. Run should be what? Plural. because assistant, we have to use verb on the basis of closer subject. The closer subject what we have here, his assistants. Hope this is clear. The next thing is what? Totally vice versa or exactly opposite to it. Now here you used plural subject. Here is the singular subject, and verb, what type of verb we are going to use? It which is based on the subject, which is too near to verb. So the president is what? Singular. We have to go for the singular verb as per the rules. Hope clear. Now after this I am going for one more category where you will understand extra things regarding subject verb agreement. It is not coming for your exams, as well as it is not coming for the annual exam, where nowhere it comes, so don't worry about it. As part of extra knowledge, just I am going to deal this. Just try to understand, and I am going so fast. So where you are going to use singular and plural verbs, no, it is going to help you. So like this. I'll go for the next slide. See here. Always singular. The following words are always singular and require a singular verb. See, what are those words? Each, each one, either, everyone, anyone, someone. Someone is, not someone are. Someone, it seems that it is a plural, right or no? But it should have a singular verb. Someone is, everybody are, no, it is going to be wrong. Everybody is, anybody, nobody. Just try to understand. These words will help you while you are going to use these words in your communication, right or no, while you are going to speak. So these kind of things will help you. Just try to remember. So just have a glance on this. So after these words you have to go for the singular verbs, right or no? So I'll go for the next slide. Just try to understand. So one more thing comes, always singular. See here, these things represent singular things. Dollars, news, army, news is. So always comes singular. Just try to understand. News, dollars, mathematics, civics. These represents what? Singular. So again I'll go for the next slide. So if you're not getting, please pause the video and just get these, write down these notes. It will help you. See here, one more thing, it is going to help you a lot. Collective nouns, already you people know about it. Collective noun, where we studied in parts of speech, where I explained principal, parliament, family, committee. So everything comes with that. Group, team, committee, class, family. So after these words, which verb you are going to use? Here, collective nouns that refer to more than one person. Obviously group means that there is so many people are there, 10 people, even it is called as a group. Team, 11 members, cricket team. Committee members, class, right or no? And which is the strength of 80 student, it is called as a class. Family members, it is a group of people, right or no? So in such cases, what you are going to use? You have to go for the singular verbs. Just remember, after these collective nouns, you have to go for the singular verb. This is very important.